Okay, so here's my very first YouTube video, and here's the design we'll be working on. I know you won't be able to see some of these names, but I'm going to be using Yellow Stopper. I'm going to be using Wisp from Sinful Colors, Sinful Shine. I'm also going to be using a polish that I made myself. These are the two colors. I use the purple and the blue. I'm going to be using Honey Me by Bonita Colors. LA Girl Splatter. This is just a black and white matte glitter. It's called Spotted. Also, I'm going to be using acrylic paint, topping it off with Seche Vite. I'm going to be using a dotting tool that has a large and a small size dot on it. So first I'm going to use my base coat. You want to do this so that your nails don't get stained. This also peels off after a day or so, so it's pretty convenient to take off. So you're going to start with a coat of white on your index and your ring finger and also your thumb. And then for your middle finger, go ahead and use that neon purple. You want to start off with really thin coats also for your first coat. And then I'm going to use the coral orange color for my pinky. You can go ahead and apply a second coat and let them dry. On my colored nails, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to apply Seche Vite. You want to do a fast drying top coat so that when you sponge on the glitter gradient that it doesn't pull the color off. So I'm going to go ahead and take just a makeup brush to clean up my cuticles. You can just dip it in acetone or polish remover. I prefer to use acetone. It just comes off a lot easier. You're not constantly rubbing and you could potentially move some of your polish. So just keep that up and until you have them all finished. So here's the fast drying top coat I was just talking about because you don't want to pull up your color when you do the sponge. And give it a few minutes to dry and you can start working on your white nails. You can see I use entirely too much on my palette. You really only need just a dot, like the tiny dot would have been good enough. And the palette that I'm using is just a lid from an old Pringles can. Go ahead and dot on both of your colors that you used for a base for your middle finger and your pinky finger. And we're going to be working on a leopard design. Now, don't think too much into the leopard design. You just spot on some blobs. Use the large dotting tool first, just so that you can get the larger dots going for the colors underneath. So I'm going to alternate. I'm going to do the orangish pink on the bottom of the index finger, and then on the ring finger, I'm going to do the orangish pink on the top. And they don't have to be circular, just, you know, blobs. Not too big, not too small. Depends on how big you want your leopard print. And go ahead and do the same thing with the purple. Now I'm going to take a dot of the acrylic paint, but you could use black fingernail polish too if you want. I just prefer to use acrylic paint. It doesn't dry as fast. It's more forgiving if you make a mistake. So this, you're just going to kind of just use your small size dotting tool and just kind of dot on and, you know, lines, but not really lines. You want them to be kind of blobby looking and irregular, nothing, you know, nothing straight or fine. You don't want it perfect. This is the perfect design for somebody just starting out, or if you're trying to paint with your non-dominant hand. You want to kind of leave them open in some places, like, you know, 2 or 3 lines around them. Just, you know, however you want to do it. It depends on, again, depends on the look that you're going for. And then in between, I'm dotting some just little blobs all around, a little smaller. You don't want them to look like polka dots because it's not really natural looking for a leopard, but you can just, you know, make them just irregular shaped. You don't want them perfect. Now here I'm taking the black and white matte glitter and a little eyeshadow applicator, which I forgot to mention in the beginning. And you're just going to brush it on there until you have a nice thick coat of glitter, and the clear polish that it's in kind of absorbs into the brush, so you're just left with the glitter on top. And you kind of want to dab it onto the cuticle area of your nail, and then you want it thicker at the top, and then you want it to be thinner, you know, less glitter as you go down, because you want it to look like a gradient. So keep applying it to the sponge as many times as you need, and then go ahead and clean up as you go, because the glitter will stick and it'll be hard to get off. So clean it up while it's still wet. And then repeat the same thing for your pinky finger, and then also for your thumb. And as you can see on the side, I keep dotting it because when the applicator gets full of the clear coat, you want to go ahead and dab it off so that it can absorb more. And go ahead and clean your thumb also. And then you want to, after it dries a few minutes, you want to apply a fast drying top coat. That way you don't have to wait too long for it to dry. And that's basically it. You're pretty much done. If you're using, you know, fast drying top coat, something like Seche Vite, it's good to cap the ends, which is where you swipe it across the bottom of your nail also, to make sure that it doesn't shrink. And here they are. So you can find me on Instagram. It's polish.me.re. POLISH.me.REE.